Alright, you guys like that chickmunk music? Some of you do. Okay, first of all, not financial advice. Consult your licensed financial advisor. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Anything here is just my own opinion. I could be wrong. Do not invest anything you're not willing to lose or lose sleep over. I'm going to talk about HEX. It's going to be a quick video. I swear. I try. There's just so much to talk about. I will start with some noob stuff because you have to. If listen, a lot of you, I get it. You've been in HEX for 2 years. Some of you have been waiting for 3, and that's why some people took profits because they've been waiting for 3. I have to make these videos so new people understand because it's not all about you. New people have to come in and they have to understand everything, and people are lazy. They're not going to go back and look at old videos. They're just not going to do it. They're just going to look at the new videos and they're going to see a bunch of guys on HEX streamers talking advanced stuff, and they have no idea what's going on, and most people's attention spans are of goldfish. Okay? All right. And time is on our side because we get massive APY, or HEX, this asset, it yields high APY, right? So time is on our side. But if you haven't noticed, the world is pretty fucked up. And it would be nice if things moved a little quicker, which means more people have to find HEX, understand it enough to buy and stake, so the community starts exponentially growing. The time to onboard people is during holidays like Thanksgiving, Hexgiving, right? Maybe give them a little bit of HEX. That's what I did. So the time for people to get in, new people, the best time is when the price has dipped. Okay? When we're at a correction. HEX is at a pretty decent correction. We have fallen from the all-time high 72%. That's a nice dip. This is nothing new. This is not scary like in any other crypto because HEX is different. It truly is. And I know there's a lot of copycats coming out trying to promise high yield and this and that. They all have admin keys. They're all going to get rug pulled. They're all scams compared to HEX. They didn't launch like HEX. They don't have the community of HEX. They do not have the smart contract. They do not have high yield without high risk. HEX has it all. It's truly decentralized finance, which actually you mint. You have full control over everything, and you mint yourself more HEX by staking it. You don't have to stake. You could hold it liquid. You could stake any year you want, any amount of time you want. You could stake for 6 months. You could stake for 6 years. You could stake for 15 years. You could stake for 1 year. It doesn't matter. It's all up to you. You could go to hex.com and go to the link part of the page, and you could pull up. Hold on. Pull up hex.vision. You could create your staking ladder, right? These red bars represent when the most amount of stakes come due, when people could mint themselves HEX and unstake. Now, people could emergency unstake. If they emergency unstake, they get penalized substantially if it's really early. All the interest or the yield gets nuked if you emergency end stake before 70% of the time has accrued, something like that. Most of them are around 2021, 11/29, but honestly, that doesn't mean they're all going to dump at that time because that's not what they're going to do. They're going to roll it over further out, further into the future. because as the price goes up, you do not have to sell as much HEX to realize as much dollars in gains when you cash out. But again, the space is moving quickly, and it does replace pretty much the entire financial and banking system. And there's going to be encapsulated stakes for HEX. So you could technically roll over your stakes once they come due to 5555, 15 years out, and you could sell them into a futures market and realize those gains in the present. That's more advanced, but if you can stake out 15 years and then realize the gains presently once there's encapsulated stakes and there's a big enough market for it, I still think that's a couple years away, if not 5 or something like that. I don't know. It all depends on the community. Are you guys onboarding? Are the whales, instead of buying Rolexes and Lambos and McLarens and whatnot, are they spending some for billboards and advertisement, SEO? I do have an idea. What if the community... I'll pop on one of their streams if they let me. But what if the community had like a VIP party towards the end of the year, next year, 2022? Ticket, 10 grand. Entry ticket. Let's say 2,000 of it goes to the event next year. Another 1,000 of it pays for the current event that's happening. And then 7,000 of it goes into a pool, and someone trustworthy, maybe Kinetics or someone, can manage the pool and then find a real good marketing team, and they can start buying billboards, have advertisement in football stadiums, baseball stadiums, online, right? Wherever, you name it and think. And I think that would be cool because the whales, like the squids and up, they could network, they can meet each other. Could be an exclusive event, right? And at the same time, you pump your own bags and everyone else's in the community, right? And we onboard more people. Just an idea. So, in my opinion, onboarding is the most important thing. It just is. Yes, can the system sustain itself with the current amount of people in it? Yes, because technically, if you're smart enough, you'd be using HEX as like a savings account, right? So that's what actually creates value for HEX. It's a high yielding, view it as a high yielding savings account. Now, what makes an economy valuable? What makes an economy grow? So I'm of the Austrian economics, supply side economics viewpoint. What makes it grow is the supply of goods and services and materials. That's what makes an economy really grow. It's not the demand, it's the supply. Okay? So what does HEX... How is HEX good for an economy? Well, for one, your savings won't get eroded away by hyperinflation, which we are starting to go into. Globally, by the way, not just the US. And they can't stop that. They can't raise rates. They can't do anything. It's just going to happen. All right? So one, HEX saves you in your savings, in your wealth. 2, if you have a savings account that grows substantially with like a 40 plus APY after emergency end stakes year after year, then you actually have money or savings you could tap into in the future to build a business. And then you grow an economy. You could also use it for capital investment, right? You could take some of the gains, some of your savings, and invest it in other companies, which grows the economy. The moral of the story is, if you savings, a society with a high savings has a high economic output and they're a productive society and a very efficient society. And HEX can enable all this. It doesn't just enrich people who own HEX. It actually could grow an entire economy. It could change the world. But a lot of people, I don't know, they don't get it. It's hard. It's not easy. I mean, people have jobs, right, 9 to 5, and it's hard for them to grasp something like this because this is brand new. This is a new invention, Nobel Prize worthy. Okay? It's new. It's a new invention. HEX is literally like a Tesla versus a Model T. What is the Model T? That's Bitcoin. What is like a 1950s car? That'd be Ethereum. Oh, by the way, I haven't really talked about Pulsechain. Pulsechain, so the dev team, the creators, the community of HEX is also forking Ethereum, an entire system state, which is the biggest event in cryptocurrency history, compared to like ICOs launching on Ethereum when that happened back in like 2016-17. Pulsechain will actually make crypto affordable again. It'll make it fast again. It'll enable NFTs and everything to function again. Okay? And HEX will be on Pulsechain. You're going to get a copy. You're going to have 2 HEXs in about, I don't know, let's guess a month or 2 from now. Maybe 3. I don't know. And that event is beyond bullish for just HEX on Pulsechain. We're basically getting an Ethereum 2.0. Ethereum went from, I don't know, 30 cents or something to almost, did it go to $5,000? I don't know. It went somewhere up there. And Pulsechain will be better because it's proof of stake. It's not proof of work. It's not even a hybrid like Ethereum. Bitcoin is proof of work solely. And they can't even, they all refuse to change because they're held hostage by pretty much an extortion racket through the mining system. The miners, right, who mine Bitcoin, and then Ethereum miners who only need 30 nodes, something like that, to mine Ethereum. Anyways, this is crypto 2.0. It's fully DeFi, proof of stake. Doesn't pollute the environment. It's more efficient. It's still decentralized. It still can't be taken down. It's global. And it's even more battle hardened. And in the past 10 years, we've had, because this fork that's happening, it's taking everything that was good and worked and improving upon it, right? For Pulsechain. So if you're a noob, this is starting to already get complicated. Pulsechain is like the railroad tracks. HEX is the train on it. Now, Pulsechain is going to have every ERC20 project on it. So it's going to bring over all the economic mass. Not all the projects, but it's probably going to bring over a lot of projects and a lot of economic mass, meaning capital, flowing into Pulsechain. And then a lot of it, because most of the Pulsechain holders are OG Hexicans, right? So a lot of that capital is going to flow into HEX. And that's why I said I could see it at $10 by year end. But I was hoping, I said this like 2-3 months ago. Okay, well, I was hoping Pulsechain would be launching like right around now. But it's not. Technology done right takes longer than always expected. Hopefully it'll come out in the next like 2 months. I don't know. All I know is as soon as Richard comes out and announces, I know HEX is going to pump like crazy. It's going to hit new all-time high within like a very short period of time, I believe. All right. But in the meantime, what's really important is onboarding. Okay. While the price is down, because anyone I onboard now, I want them to see mad gains. Why is that? because then they become locked in and they become a hexagon for life. They become a walking, talking billboard for the rest of their life. If you understand the power of that, it never ends. Never, ever ends. And then they're also more likely to trust the system as they see the gains. And then they're going to stake and they're going to learn more about it. And they're going to understand how amazing HEX is when you stake it. So in my last videos, I said, I'll come back to this in a second. And also HEX is more decorrelated than any other crypto because the trading pair is stable, right? So it falls the least when everything else crashes and burns. And then once the volatility slows down and the crashing ends for Ethereum and Bitcoin, because Bitcoin and Ethereum take the rest of the shitcoin market down with it, except for mostly HEX. And then once they stop falling, capital flows back into HEX and it tends to pump. We've seen that historically. So during these price corrections on HEX, what happens is it hardens the system. How does it harden the system? Well, it gives an opportunity for new people to come in and to buy the dip. For new people who don't have any HEX, right? And they become hexagons once the price rallies and they see gains. Another reason is the early adopters who got a lot of HEX early on because of the gatekeeping and whatnot. They tend to sell their bags. And I'm talking millions and millions, tens of millions of dollars, hundreds have been sold during this correction. So people who say, oh, you can't sell that much because it's illiquid, it's not true. All right. And as the price goes higher and there's more people within the HEX ecosystem, the liquidity actually rises and you could sell larger and larger amounts without price slippage. And then eventually there'll be OTC markets and eventually major exchanges. Polynex just listed HEX. It's a good step. We're in the right direction. Coinbase listed it on their wallets, not on their exchange, not yet, but eventually, and so on. So the system hardens itself as big bag holders, whales, or there's the. All right, hold on. And look, they're buying exotic sport hypercars, right? And that's fine. That's great. Let them sell. They should. There's the leagues, right? There's Poseidon. There's no Poseidons up there, which is like 10% of the supply. In most other cryptocurrencies, the founders do have 10% of the supply. Even Satoshi for Bitcoin has like a lot. The winning whale, I consider that the smart contract. That's not like any individual, it's the smart contract. There's 13 of them. Super sharks, it's about 100 of them. I would say the contract probably has a decent amount of the shark wallets as well, not most of them. Recently, a shark was just hacked. The guy was 81. I feel bad for him, but listen, I mean, he had his seed phrases on his cell phone. That's a no-no. You do not have anything on your cell phone. Cell phones are like mini computers, easily hacked. If your NFC is enabled, if your Bluetooth is enabled, and you're using Wi-Fi on a public network, super easy. You could just take a phone, get real close to them, and just collect all the data or deliver a package into the phone. Back in the day, they used to SIM swap. Actually, to SIM swap, all you have to do is know who the person is, their name and their phone number, and then go to their provider and then pretend to be them. There's ways to get information on people, and then they give you a new SIM card, and then you have a copy of their phone and everything they do on it, all the passwords and everything. You shouldn't have crypto on your phone, in my opinion. That's incredibly stupid. I mean, you can have a little bit for spending or something or whatever, but not your wealth, not your staked HEX. That's insane. So that happened. I guess he was going to meetups. Who knows if it was person there, whatever. More likely, I believe. So he was hacked, and he pretty much got most of his HEX nuked. His stakes were nuked and everything. It was a huge, big payday for everyone else who's staked. So whenever someone does an emergency unstake or gets hacked, the HEX that is penalized gets distributed to the rest of the staking class. It was a huge payday. It's like 24 HEX per T share. So the shares represent how much HEX you get on your daily payouts by the end of every day at 00000. And that's how the yield is generated. So again, for the noobs, let me explain real quick. When you stake your HEX, you mint HEX into existence. There's an average inflation for the entire HEX ecosystem, which is 3.69%. It's extremely low. It's below birth rate replacement. And it's so when you stake, you mint the HEX, right? But you can only realize that HEX when the time has accrued to what you set personally. You go into a little calendar and you set the date whenever you want your stake to end. Then you stake it out for, let's say, 3 years. And then 3 years goes by, and then you mint that HEX, and then you could have it put back into your wallet. All right? So that's how T shares represent the shares and the time accrued and how much HEX you locked up for how much time. The shares represent how much HEX you locked up for how much time. Larger pays better, but most importantly, longer pays better. Yield. Okay? Okay. Security-wise, I made security videos. I even posted them in my free newsroom. The links are all below my video. If you're too lazy to go in there, or if you can't handle the truth, because I post a lot of stuff in there, I don't know, then you're on your own. But I do try to help people for free and everything. It's not just the private group that gets all the goodies. Although they do get way more advanced stuff and all the goodies. Anyways, like we have private meetings and everything. Security wise, I'm just gonna say this real quick. Get a Ledger or Trezor hard wallet. The goal is to never put your password, never punch in the keys into your computer or any electronic device. Do not ever have your seed phrases on an electronic device. Do not take a picture. Do not paste and copy and paste. Do not type it into your computer. Because if you click the wrong link or go to the wrong website, your computer or even your cell phone will get malware. And then they could literally see everything you do on your screen, or they collect all the data, including everything you copy pasted or typed in your keyboard. So you get a hard wallet, and then you create a 24 seed phrase, and then you generate the wallet and buy the HEX on that wallet and stake on that wallet. Now, if you already screwed up, because a lot of people already have, by the way, you write down the seed phrase on a piece of paper and then try to stamp it in a piece of metal. But so if you already screwed up, right? You got to do what you got to do, right? Don't use that laptop ever again. Burn it. Destroy the hard drive. Get a new one. Only have a separate laptop for accessing your crypto, especially your HEX and your stakes. Might not be worth that much today, but it could be a hell of a lot life-changing worth tomorrow. Keep that in mind. So if you already have stakes and you screwed it up, I mean, you gotta get rid of that laptop and export your seeds into a hard wallet on a fresh new laptop. Always use a VPN, and that should be good enough for most people. And only use that laptop for accessing your wallet. Make sure you go to the right websites. You could go to hex.com, right? You go to Richard's tweets, Richard's verified Twitter. Well, it's not verified, should be. Account, and then go from there to hex.com, and then go to the links page on hex.com to find everything else. and use a VPN when you go to even hex.com or everywhere else. So you just got to be very careful. All right, I'm done with OPSEC security. But there's way more, guys. There's just endless amounts of security. Your cell phone, get a de-Googled phone. You could get a Faraday bag. It's endless. All right, I made literally like a 5-hour long OPSEC video for the private members. All right. Let's get back to Pumpamentals here. It's very crucial that everyone keeps onboarding because it's like HEX is going to be fine no matter what. But listen, the world is fucked up and it's only going to get worse. So time is not on our side at the same time. Also, they will eventually go after, try to. It's too late. They can't stop it, but they'll try to go after crypto. It's better that we grow as fast as humanly possible. Once there's like 5 million people staked, there's no stopping. it's game over. All right. So that's really what I wanted to say. By the way, looking at the HEX price here, this looks like a bottoming pattern, especially if the price could get back above the 200-day moving average. Retest around 26 cents, the 128-day moving average. And then we'll start developing a cup and handle or some sort of bottoming pattern where you just see a lot of cups, let's say. I forgot what it's called. Here, looking at a volume, a lot of support where we're sitting at right now. The bottom is very likely in, which was down at 14 cents. And right now we're at 19 cents. There's major support around 17 cents. There's a lot of buying around that time and right below it. And then as soon as we get a good, maybe for the party on December 2nd, there's an anniversary party. There'll be something announced, maybe prior, maybe this weekend. As soon as we get an announcement where we could expect a date of mainnet launch of Pulsechain, I expect HEX to just rally up to 40 cents, maybe a dip, and then all-time high. We'll pass it quickly, and we're making new all-time highs. And the rallies are always very quick in time span versus the price trading sideways or correcting or dipping. All right. I'm expecting a move something like this, right? So, yeah. Let me do this real quick. Let's do this. I like doing this. It's fun. There. I expect something like that. So let's say we get an announcement next week or something. I'm expecting a move like this. All the way up towards like $1. And then Pulse mainnet launches and anything could happen. Anything. $10 HEX, why not? Why not? There'll be so much economic mass and flow from the crypto market, which is quite possibly the top is in. So I was telling the private members, I'm like, I think HEX or Bitcoin and Ethereum is going to roll over. Bitcoin on the left, Ethereum on the right, and we're going to get a huge correction. So if we do get a huge correction, let's retest my blue line or the 200 moving average around 20,000. Blue line will be around 14,000 on Bitcoin and Ethereum as well. I mean, HEX does better in the bear market for crypto. HEX did amazing during the bear market in crypto in 2020. So why not again, especially with Pulsechain, which is Ethereum 2.0 coming out. And, people might see that as not just a hedge, but an opportunity to keep the music playing and the party going, right? So that would be a massive capital migration, and a lot of it could end up in HEX. And as HEX becomes more, as liquid HEX dries up, as there's more and more stakers within the HEX system, it'll be easier for the price to keep pumping faster and higher, where the price will go so high so fast, it'll be hard for people to believe what's happening. But it's also crucial that there's a lot of people buying HEX and a lot of people in it to experience the gains. So when it does happen, there's, you know, a lot of people going out euphorically and telling people, look what's happening, I'm becoming rich, to onboard more and more people. The goal for me, what I believe is, by the way, this is the Staker app. You could download it right now for free. You don't have to hook up your wallet. But if you're a noob, you should hook up your wallet after you, and then hook up your wallet. Okay, you hook up your MetaMask wallet, the address to the Staker app, and you could see on the app on your phone every day the staking mechanism work and the HEX accruing, right? So that's good for noobs. For OGs, I don't know, man. You might go window shopping when the price is going up. Might sell too early. When the price is crashing, you might get super emotional and panic. But hey, you don't have to click the wallet to see your balance. You could just use the Staker app to see how many people every day are coming in. New users, new stakers, right? You can see new stakers. You can see squids and dolphins selling and getting chopped up and taking profits too early. You could see when people emergency unstake. You can see people when they restake. This app is amazing. You also have a chart, a trading view chart. There's nothing else like it in crypto. It's amazing. It's great for onboarding as well, showing people. Another thing you can use to onboard and show people is stake hex.today. I showed you guys in my last video. I played around with it a little bit. This thing's amazing. Just play around with it. It's really cool. And then, of course, there is hex.vision for creating a ladder and every other stat imaginable that you guys could think of. I believe props to Firebun and all of them who created this, or Dev Kyle. And then the guy who created this, awesome. I think his name was Keeve or something. Now let's take a look at this. Great for stats again. Gerardo created this. Props to him. Look into hex.com. You can see the adoption here. So Ethereum is this light blue line. You can see the adoption of Ethereum. Look what happened over here. Day like 800. The adoption of Ethereum exploded. This is what I call escape velocity. What is escape velocity for HEX? I don't know when it is. I don't know, guys. I think maybe could it be 100,000 stakers, and the price starts going up to $1 HEX. At that point, everyone sees mad gains, and then when you have 100,000 motivated people onboarding, the community size starts compounding and exponentially growing, which makes the price go parabolic to Saturn, which has a HEX ice cap. For real. If you believe NASA's, drawings or renderings off of a computer. Anyways, yeah. This dark blue line right here is HEX total holders, 353,000. Is that real? I divide that by like 5 or 6 because a lot of people have multiple wallets. Some people have like 15. All right. This is what is that? What color is that? This is HEX current holders, 256,000. Divide that maybe by, I don't know. I'll cut that in half. HEX. I'm going off of the Staker app. I'm not going off of this data. But when I say 100,000 stakers, right now there's about 79,000. There's about 80,000 stakers, so only 20,000 more to go. By the way, the staking class grows quicker and quicker, which is super cool because there's more and more people, right? I never stop tweeting. Every day I send out at least 2 or 3 hex tweets with different kinds of hashtags to bring in different types of people from different communities, which I do not see other hexicans really doing that, which blows my mind. I mean, it's cool that you guys talk to each other on Twitter, but maybe, I don't know, do some outbound messaging like Richard said on the stream. Yeah, so Stakers is at 80,000. And look at that. But because of the gatekeeping, I mean, we're lagging Ethereum's parabolic move. We've already outperformed Ethereum's first 2 years and Bitcoin's. But I'm telling you, as soon as Pulsechain launches, the gatekeeping comes off and virality will be full swing. But if we could just get some virality prior to even Pulsechain, I mean, that just magnifies the move once Pulsechain goes live for HEX. Like, I'm talking, we might actually see 10-cent a day moves, $1 a day moves on HEX. But the more people we onboard, the more likelihood and the better that'll be. All right. This dark purple line is total stakers, 83,000. Current stakers is, I think that's total in time for over 2 years span now. HEX current stakers is actually only at 68,000, or no, 71,000. All right, which is in line actually with the staker app right here, right? 71,000, 71.6 thousand. 11.9 billion worth of HEX stake. Duration 5.83 years. By the way, I noticed that this T-share rate payout, which gives you the daily payout per T-share, you can see your T-share when you go to hex.com and you go and you hit the stake button, and you could go in there and practice the parameters and the amount you're staking. I suggest you do that if you're new. I saw that it's going up now. Now it's 6 hex per T-share, which really adds up over a long period of time. All right. What else? Yeah, so whales, they're taking profits. Good, because we want more people to be able to come into the system on these dips. I looked at this chart. This was from Gunther the Accountant. By July 2023, we're looking at $511. Sure. I mean, I think with Pulsechain, sure, why not? With exponential growth, with escape velocity, virality, when you start seeing hexagons everywhere, start seeing billboards across the nation, globally, everyone's talking about it like they talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum and NFTs now. When that happens to Hex and Pulsechain, why wouldn't this happen? I know it blows your mind because that means that a lot of people who listen to me would be very sad. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so I think this is a great opportunity to accumulate, to add, to onboard people. All right. There's all kinds of metrics here. New hex holders per day. It's been going sideways. When this starts going back up, like it did back here, we'll see 100,000 stakers, and then maybe virality will take place, and everyone will do their part on onboarding. By the way, it'd be nice if everyone kind of helped each other when they tweet, and they like, share, and comment, and boost each other, so we get more viral tweets. There's times I get tweets of 20,000 views, guys. At least 200 people went and staked, and I do that every day. Every day I get a couple thousand views. It adds up over months and months. I started tweeting back in like spring or early summer of this year. I personally alone may have really onboarded a lot of people, and I'm proud of that. I know I have with all my YouTube channel and everything, I've across the board, I have, I don't know, or anywhere from 15 to 20,000 subscribers and people who follow me. And then there's all my tweets over the past like 6 months. It probably really added up. I did my part, just like in that movie. What was that funny movie? I'm doing my part. What is it? Starship Troopers. Doing my part. That was a movie that was mocking the military industrial complex. All right, I think I'm done. I want to keep this short. Was it short? Nope. 41-minute video. Like, share, comment. Let me know in the comment section what you want me to cover. Share my videos for onboarding. Do your part. Join my private group if you want. We're going to be trading Pulse. There's a lot of... Oh, by the way, with Pulsechain launching, endless opportunities. I'm talking. I don't even know. It's like the biggest life-changing event besides when HEX launched. All right, guys. Till next time.